everybody, it's Ryan, and I want to do an overview of this Purina Pro Sport. Some call it Performance, depending on the label, and this just happens to be a 10-week-old whippet. The reason I wanted to show this particular puppy in the shot is because, you can see she's got a lot of energy, is because a breeder that has been breeding whippets, which are a little bit more on the sporting dogs, just the breed itself, I'm gonna put her down. She's had a good bit of food, so she is wound up. There are certain foods, there are certain dog foods that you can literally, the way they're formulated, give to puppies from the day they're born all the way up until their good old golden years. And this just happens to be one of those particular brands. And so, again, this is coming from a professional in the breeding, show dog, racing industry that's like, hey, if you're looking for something that's consistent as far as your dog's stomach is concerned, because sometimes when you're changing food to try to find the right thing, there's an upset stomach situation that might happen. This is coming from a professional in the business, and me never even knowing anything about this particular, not necessarily the brand. I've heard of Purina before. I've heard of Pro Plan, but I've not heard of this one, which is called Sport or Performance, depending on the bag. But the Sport or Performance is really just a labeling thing. It is the exact same dog food, just in case you happen to be looking at it. Some cool things that were pointed out to me, so I'm going to share them with you, is really just the makeup of what all comes in this. You have amino acids, which are good from muscles and time of exercise and all this stuff. Concentrating nutrients, which have to do with metabolism and increasing endurance and basically how fast they can metabolize the actual food. The protein to fat ratio, again, this was just advised to me by a professional. Again, do your own research. This is just what I was told. That doesn't mean it might be the best for you, but this blend here, I was advised, was a really good blend, especially if you're looking for something that can last the life of your pet. Another thing which I've heard a lot about, and you might want to also do your own research just to confirm, but omega-6, if you do your research, is fantastic when it comes to just overall health and, more importantly, fur. So I've seen situations where dogs' fur actually gets like softer and it doesn't fall out as much. It just has a nice finer texture to it. Again, do your research, but glucosamine is another one. That's actually one from just general nutrition, even in people, is really good. But this is something that it even says, omega-3 fatty acid for joint health, which is, especially just depending on how active your dog is, seems like that could be something that's really beneficial. And there's a lot of other benefits that come along with it. So if you're wondering how a puppy can eat this all the way up until the dog is much older, you can see this is as small as it is. And because some kibble is much larger, it's denser, it's harder for a puppy with its first round of teeth can chew. This is much smaller, which I didn't know anything about that. I thought like little puppies needed to have like soft food or canned food or whatever it is, never even knowing anything about that stuff. But this is small enough and the texture is soft enough that even from a kibble standpoint, dogs with their first round of teeth, that look like little needles, can chew through this no problem. They love it. And then it's also softer as far as into the older years of the dog, as far as general teeth health is concerned. Again, I'm not a veterinarian. I'm not giving you anything, from a professional advice. I'm just sharing what was relayed to me. Do your own due diligence, but this is something that I think now is going to be something that from having a pet and not needing to kind of change the brand or formula or whatever it is from birth to that last day, this might be the ticket, and hopefully that helps.